so 1F no ye wie bebre a na mebru ni bi anya adwuma ye ebi nso gu so ya aban no eye ho adwuma
omampani sa to so se na ne age se no a eye na woda na 11 ya sa age atum che se 11 so baboa ye pa ma Ghana yakoyenim
no se na woda na nani nso asa age bi mampani no oje nani pa che se Blasters so aqualify eko World Cup
eno akro na so tamale interchange ebie
ayo
na che se ni je na mo ho na se bedwa fie ho no ano omo wie ye no oye pansem trefo ani MPs ahodo ni bi di nkomo afane nyina e ma omo so kire wadwen wo de ne wote ye no ehu
na ilevia mara se bedwa fo age atum no ye ne finance minister Raken Ofrata bo nkomo e no se 1.5 na omo ko fire fofofo ko wi ase o ye ya wo mo ko de na wentmentu na fans ne bu players na assess niema no ama honom ku ahwe agokanse wonsem so no de wano atum
ende ha adwen no ntiagusua wa adwen de ebeje ewo Facebook or Repa Radio and also Repa News Facebook titru social media handles no so de wonu tuarada ba bia befa bia o Repa FM ya jabo so korea de semu fo abo for tachi wakeka fo nwumire club ya sante menuanom
ekwese du na afi
oduyefo na na sabre pinaman na na penkra hene chia me abusafo ensem no aniem ene na na do dankwa akufo do Ghana mampani ekomre se bedwefie kotwa mfoni kire wo mo ni Ghana fo nyina se de oman ne tibia esitie state of the nation address na no na do de betu dwase kane no na manfo wo asemfo bia yetaka unprecedented also no can raw can wa no the can unprecedented ya ampa na yesa na the obeka say ye unprecedented no ampa bi nsida wose Ghana ya mamuomu ye hura ba bi oba ye wanya mfinhie num te se de ono wanya mfinhie num a woyi akwan saa te se de woye no obi anya bi sada etie no na ye unprecedented wose akwan a wo ba ye woyi a eye foforo kra new roads eno kilometer no eye mpimdu hanwotwe aduoso enum na ne na wo dada wase gugugu so kra de wo kasa okakra onia no eno agdua na wose esiremu ade bi sida wo sirema ya anwanwasem no so menya interchange wo mu hu interchange da wo mehu bi age so ba kumase ana o makonkran wono akwa akoye bi wo finhia mensa wie nti eba na kwan dia unprecedented.
Mr. Speaker, it is in the road sector that we have registered the greatest infrastructure achievement. I know that the word unprecedented is often used with careless abandon in our public discourse, but I use it carefully and purposefully. In the 5 years of my government, so far, more roads have been built, improved, and upgraded than at any equivalent period under any government in the history of Ghana. Some 10,885 kilometers of new roads have been constructed in these 5 years. Let me mention, Mr. Speaker, that yesterday it was my honor and great pleasure to have commissioned the Tamale interchange, the first such interchange in the northern sector of our country, which the people of Tamale gladly celebrated. I considered it to be a most satisfying birthday present. We intend to continue with the building of roads around the country to accelerate the opening up of our country. Excuse me.
Ania muti ye ayo mampani na nado dankwa kufuado emrase bedwefie ne otwa onfoni kire Ghana fo nya se do man ne tibia sitie no na efa akwan ho de wei atodwa no
na ewo sansem ye mu no mampani bobo ne mapa aban aba besra yen eso ebi eyese state of the nation address so na no mu no o sinizan abesi assembly plant bi ewo man Ghana mu afi bi free January kosi December no ombe assemble cars makomakum pimum 5000 ya eno no be mabunu nya dwuma na afi nso so aboama ne nyina koyi esikasem nizan assembly plant ebekọ ewo tema ampanifo gusua eye ho adwuma we eye de ebesum abibrema to ye nyina West Africa market no eno na de ebe target edinani ebesi so na nyame adma kina ya we 31st ena mampani bekọ bi ano eyi Nissan assembly plant no ano na enumu no wose cars ahodo bi te se Kia Hyundai anaso say yen friend Hyundai no na Renault ana Renault ni nyina womo enso aba womo beye no commercial production abeya ton e wo my Ghana emu nti se pass no be kradi frama no ne e de aba ni abe na assembly plant no wa ha na eno adwuma be kreti e de amamfo no enya asem ketwa ene no e da nchen a se aban ne de nani asi so se obeboa manwuma aba ma maburu nya bi aye wenum nyina ye kakra de eso nipa sene mu ya e de ahoto e be bro manfo.
Mr. Speaker, quite a number of global vehicle manufacturing companies have set up assembly plants here in our country and started producing vehicles for our market and for the West African market. The well-defined Ghana automotive development policy we outlawed in August 2019 has facilitated this welcome development. Since June 2021, Toyota and Suzuki brands of vehicles are being produced here, commencing with the production of Hilux, pickup, and Swift models. Volkswagen and Sinotruk, which commenced commercial operations in 2020, have continued to assemble their brands of vehicles and are enjoying significant local patronage. In addition, a new state-of-the-art assembly plant with capacity to assemble 5,000 new vehicles per annum has been established by Nissan in Tema, which is currently producing Nissan and Peugeot brands of vehicles for the Ghanaian and West African markets. I will have the pleasure to commission this new plant in Tema tomorrow. 3 other vehicle manufacturers, namely Kia, Hyundai, and Renault, are also expected to commence commercial production this year.
Na Kase assembly plant asemi free wa mampani to aso say Ghana Kantanka brand ya eno ye Ghana ya iconic brand pa ekfa ka ho eno so aban ne bayire ne mpi wom no aso mumu sane be ya obetimi akọ na womo a step up na wonam so aye na nye Ghana memu nko na beton Kantanka na emu bi bekokọ baabi womo SUVs na bi nso de nkunimdie ebi ye omama pickup onante 4x4 otumfo SUV chese Kantanka ye cars ahodo a we nyina kra Ghana fo bebre ente ho asem ye wo Kantanka ne wo ho ye wo nkunimdie omo SUV no sports utility vehicles na bi wo ho omama pickup ne de omama onante 4x4 pickup no otumfo wa ye bia to kro bia santokotoko hene SUV no na K71 ene de keka ka ho obayiri mu aye ne dodo na omo atobi ya omo use omo hunu se etia popa ye ne dodo nso a Ghana fo bisum.
Our national iconic automobile brand, the Kantanka brand, produced by Kantanka Automobile Company Limited, also stepped up production of its made in Ghana vehicles, which include Nkunimdie SUV, Omama pickup, Onate 4x4 pickup, Otumfo SUV, and K71 small SUV models. Now that the Minister for Finance has announced an embargo on the importation of 4x4 vehicles for official use, I hope the local assembly plants will take full advantage of the opportunity, especially since government is continuing with its policy of giving first priority to locally assembled vehicles in respect of all publicly financed procurement of vehicles.
We mampani nsem bia odikotu dwa enedai State of the Nation address no ebino no
Madoni na do danko akufado eto aso se bra wo ba ye no wodi sinani so se nkro nkuma titiru ba bia nyinam kanea eni ho no wo behwe na watu ho na mama wo menso enya enyinam ni bi nei se woto na uni enyinam kanea be de po watumi atena eno no se wohwemu a wadi se mu be se bienu 2% ifirafia baba bepem se bra haidie wo metimi ede egugu na aprom trafia atwamu no ama se enkruto be se ayeno aduoso nsia 276 no eye enkura wo ma yimu so hunu na wo mo bomodin pa so obetretrem ama enkania no atumi aduru ho na no mampani echese ono wo bu nkonta de aka echire mpo eye be se ahanan ene aduowatwenso 487 a say bibia gu na kwan ye ho ne de aferu besi ye de asobo obofo mu ne de post asisi ho ne de nhoma gu so na ye twagya atum amom so anya anyinam ntia no so esinani so papa wo se bo sha wodo a wo sha ye efa anyinam ho no de wonim na wonim pa so se wo di so pepepe e kire se do oba fra ba nwa kra tena so afimpimi no eni du nsia e de ba be wura afimpimi no eni du nsumu a nei ya san tia ne so de mpire no a wo de akure no wo se wo ba tu bibi de du so wo se anu he pa e so ka se be din ayedin a sei enu tware fa ye.
Mr. Speaker, we have kept to our promise and kept the lights on in spite of worldwide upheavals in the energy sector and in spite of the huge legacy debts we inherited. We've almost completed the process of restructuring these debts to reduce their crippling effects on our public expenditure. With the introduction of more bulk supply points in areas such as Kase3 and Pokuase, power transmission has improved tremendously in the southwestern and northwestern parts of Greater Accra. Power lines are getting upgraded to reduce commercial and technical losses and increase transmission capacity. Under the National Electrification Scheme, a total of 279 communities have been connected to the national grid. This 2020 to 87.3% as of January 2022. 487 more communities are at various stages of connection and completion. We are on course to achieve our ambition of universal access to electricity by the end of my term as the president of this country.
Na bosha wo se titru fa nyinam ho dodo no a kire inkrutu adu atwa man mu ahia no atumi enya nkane na da kwakufa do mampani gusu a wo kasai
na efa baabi de efa yi levy ho so na nado asa de todwa biem se no a na ne je se yi levy a ye sha ase ye kukuru kohwe ha ne yatema kosi hanom ko ka cho ne ho nkra ne banyina ati no awieye no ya je atumu wo se wo m se donkuma ne sore de na eso so dodo na na wo mra hye bedwafie na je atum ne Ghana fo je atum na ogidie mapa se sa 11 na ye je atum no ebebo Ghana papa ye behu sampa emfaso ewo so ene so entie de okan.
Mr. Speaker, despite the protracted and sometimes acrimonious nature of proceedings, I'm happy that the House has finally found it possible to pass the e-levy bill. I believe strongly the levy is going to make a significant contribution to revenue mobilization and the management of the national economy. And I want to thank members of the House for making this possible. Mr. Speaker, there are many problems that we have to overcome to get back to where we ought to be. I need your support. No president, no parliament, no government can undertake this task all by themselves. We need all Ghanaians to pull and push together. The road to recovery will be long and hard, but we have started on a good footing by accepting that we are in a difficult place and are taking the difficult decisions that will get us out.
Na nado aman so a wasare to jabiem say Ghana beyond area o kan ho asem no ebusafo eye adwuma wose ye adwuma baabi ni say bra COVID-19 baye no no ahuni Ghana fo nyina mu hu ye nyina ye kan ho bom eye bibia saa bre no ye nya moa bia nse da mfiri omafofo bia so saa bebre na so ye ne ehu se da bi kakra ye wo no ano ye nsom yie na ebetima boa ye so meboa ye enti se yetima ye bibia ma aboa e bra COVID-19 baye dia ye toa so ebedu baabi no Ghana beyond aid na bebam ya ye hia amafofo bia moa bia na ye da tena se aboa e bra.
If anyone had ever had any doubt, it drilled home to us. The pursuit of the Ghana Beyond Aid agenda is even more compelling now. I have no doubts whatever, Mr. Speaker, that we have it in us to build the Ghana of our dreams. I saw the spirit of togetherness and the willingness to help each other when COVID struck. We looked out for each other. I saw the sense of enterprise and innovation of the Ghanaian. I saw our manufacturers quickly adapt their plans to produce sanitizers and our tailors equally quickly displayed the innovation they had always been known for by turning face masks into fashion items. We have first-class health professionals, and they came into their own during the crisis, and we're providing the infrastructure to enhance the quality of their work. We have first-class teachers. They showed it when the pandemic struck and kept our children firmly to their books. The self-confidence of the Ghanaian is well rooted. Let us, more than ever, hold up our heads high and face the future with courage, hope, and assurance. Let us recall our age-old Ghanaian values of hard work, enterprise, solidarity, dignity, and hospitality. Look around you, believe in Ghana, and be inspired by Ghana.
Wei ayo mampani na nado dankwa ekufuado ene okomra se bedwefie ena odi we nyina atudwa
yeda so gyina mu ewo mrahye bedwafie nim state of the nation address mampani da ne nani hwe 1D1F 1 district 1 factory projects ahodo ekọ mamu ni nyina eso o kire mu a wo mo aye makoma besa hanu aduoso nwotwe 278 ena wo mo aye emu no amantam du nsia ni nyina ya to apeti mu emu ohani nsia 106 factories ena sese eye adwuma yawie ya eye adwuma ene mu 148 nso mpanifo guso ayesi mu 24 enso mobilization stage ya omuguso eye ho adwuma na wakasa no wochirim se 1D1F yi abebo papa ebi nhye da mewo ba bia wote a ena bia wo ba bia wadwen be yo se eye kasahunu ena ban we yika mabunu a ewo wa mensina hodo a 1D1F yi wo mu no omudo mbedi dance se abebo amadwuma aba na agro processing nioma hodo amo eye ene nioma aban no de nani ahweso a oso obeso kuafo asenimu se ne be ya ekwan ya ne nam so de ye ku abibi atwamu no ye betumi asesemu na enioma ni adane na ekuafo atimi nya no ban doso ni sika ewo adwuma wo ye mu no eno na ban nani wo so na emu no aban no ne ekuafo ni bi akọ adwempam ya ebinom ede wonmo ensase ene wo factory bi wo hodada abaya kosom edi sika kochema waye ne kakraka pa ebi ewo mensini numu bi te se Doma West Savelugu Sehwa Kontomra Seche Central ena takwenso ayem ya no oil palm abe ena womo eye ho adwuma ekwafo ni dua mme afi emo ena bro ya abana kosomu a wobebo chidom papa pa yewia ni ya ye de aye bibi na yetumi de akọ amanone akoton.
Our flagship One District, One Factory initiative is being implemented with business promoters being empowered and supported to establish new factories or to transform existing manufacturing enterprises to contribute significantly to job creation across the country. Mr. Speaker, through the 1D1F initiative, the Made in Ghana label is being stamped on a wide range of products proudly manufactured in Ghana. Out of a total of 278 1D1F projects at various stages of implementation in all the 16 regions, 106 factories are currently operational. 148 are under construction, while 24 projects are at mobilization stage. Mr. Speaker, in order to bring the youth on board the 1D1F program, 58 out of the 278 1D1F projects have been developed as enterprises fully owned by youth groups with direct government support. Each of these 1D1F youth companies are owned by between 40 and 50 youth as shareholders. In addition, 5 medium-scale state-of-the-art agro-processing common user facilities have been established with direct support from government and are owned by various groups of farmers whose farming operations have previously been undermined through lack of processing facilities. These farmer-owned companies have been established in 5 districts, namely Doma West, Savelugu, Sefia Kontombra, Setra Central, and Takwa in Swayem. They cover oil processing, rice milling, and the processing of maize into maize grits.
We a mampeni 1D1F nso nkomo ekopi sona mu enedei.
Enedi anwa na mbete chese mampeni ne dia na woso oman tibia ene abrabo ayebo na ene wode honsem egotu dwa wadwen dia ka choro da se Facebook bitim dia ba Repa Radio na se Repa News ne kenkan emfa ema mampeni ato aso ehwe yekoko susu honsem kakra wo kire se yekoko honsem no ekona nimpa kakra mububu le pabiem to hunu ba abrabo pa ena wo kire se wode toto afia atwamu no ho ba bepem sesebra ha ene yenim se anye bia akra no be 1,047,385 ye no eye tonso ne de yensa tumi aka na ye ni ankasa ye nua mche Cote d'Ivoire ya ye no mu hwibom pa fa no koku ehun se nsam no de ye se wo matimi aton wo ho mche Ghana ene Cote d'Ivoire no ewo wiase amaman no mu a sese no eba beduru pepe so bi se ye koku no eye papa eto so bi emu no nso ye ne etue koku akuafo no kayiye pa ya obi anim se wo fa ton ba ku bia na se empu bag ba ku bia na de makoko kwani ehu sika na se sede ya wono ankasa watimi ye nadwuma so wonye ne sika nkonkodie ne de eso ani pa ele na wo kire se afidie no e de kari koko no na nka be kompa krachi bitimi dwoso ne de dwoso a enu ti he se bag na she pampe se de kra no oya ya kaskara kuma bi na benya se na bafu nti na nkopa do mu de afidie bi aba ya de dwoso andwoso.
Mr. Speaker, the cocoa industry has marked a lot of interesting and far-reaching achievements this past year, including producing 1,047,385 tons, the highest ever recorded in Ghana's history. Together with our counterparts in Cote d'Ivoire, we have addressed the inequalities in the international market system of cocoa by paying a living income differential of $400 per ton of cocoa to our farmers. This is a remarkable initiative that cushions the income of the Ghanaian cocoa farmer, the backbone of our economy. I want to draw attention to one other innovation in the industry that appears to be a small item. A non-adjustable electronic weighing scale has been introduced for the purchase of cocoa from our cocoa farmers. This scale, which was introduced at the start of the cocoa season in October, has been approved by the Ghana Standards Authority. It cannot be tampered with by purchasers. Not many people outside the cocoa industry will realize the significance of the introduction of this little bit of technology. But it brings to an end one of the main sources of distrust between cocoa farmers and officialdom. The age-old belief and suspicion that cocoa farmers are being cheated by tampering with the weighing machines has come to an end.
Joso ayino evieno adi kari koku akache for no hweye pa na na do kwaku fa do chese ena ba funti wo ka studio se akwaduma be ya kono pa ntitru awrokocha no efa koku hu sesam no de e be ya kono pa nti entity a e wase mabunu no kura saka na wadi wura koku mu no e sei aba funti aya dwobre o aya fofofo ya obi atumi ye bie.
The same use of technology 137 youth in the production of high-value vegetables using greenhouse technology. 190 of them have been on an 11-month internship in Israel, and they are back with a lot of enthusiasm. We are expecting great things from them. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, we're expecting greater things from the greater use of technology and the digitalization of our economy as a whole.
Nyado na da kwa kufadu mampeni His Excellency ene ome tibia ni abrabo ene ugusu awoka ho nsem no
na ebra na na do wie ya pe na nsantwofo ene o man so for his kasem so finance minister Iraq no forata bonkomo efa yi levy asese de aba setena ya beje tumi ne ho ene ye bisa no se akora na ade no ebo ni no soro kakra 1.5 yi so enye huhu sa wo se de muhunu no ebo no de ye pa tufo bo na ebeboa ye nia.
Is that what you are fighting me on? That's what I want to ask, you know. And yes, I'm a question, okay. Now say me send $1,360,000 in a year or more. That means I pay 15,000 cedis. It's a non-year kuno. What is it that is high? Comparing to what? But if you are not paying zero and say, oh sorry, now we're back. Now we don't go kindergarten, we don't go primary school, we don't go JHS, now we don't go senior high school. The only country they will back to senior high school. Now we man 3 meals a day. It's a dance. Let's just say, yeah, Maya, one person to it's what is said, and I say, now we catch us 100,000 CDs, 1,500. SM journalism would be yes, sir. Any percentage of some. Now, wow, show what's the term. Now, besides, now the CCSM,
I'm 6.9 billion as a target, seeing that it's still not been assented to. Please, do you still believe that we will achieve that 6.9 or the figure might be revised? But
how is it possible to achieve 6.9 when the opposition, you know, has stopped you for 4 months? Survey, Capreba every month. Now for 12 months. Now we do your friends saying 4 months are 1 year here. Survey.
Entrezemu ya efa levi ho and now reckon of rata achirema no.
Yeda so gyina mu ene de mra hye bedwafie nkomo e chen pawo bebre na ene mampani kasa wiye no sade yeda no minority and majority nyina leaders na da wo mano no obi a kire na dwene mo nya ho na bobo no efi ase omotu e kira ahyeda omotu parliament no nhye mu ahyeda e kira no pa no ndu ya ombe fi ase na mampani nsem no omo apepe mu minority leader e kan wo kana sem majority leader e kana sem na no achi no yere pansem trofo a wo mra hye bedwafie etu anamo e ko MPs ni bi nchen ene omukodi nkomo oni NDC afamu no era Jifa Gomashi a oye Ketu South MP bisa no de wono ete ye ne de onim anaso se de mampani kasa ye no fa no wo so no de ne voter region ne fra mantamu honom no tidal waves no a asai defense no a ye nka ho asem e wo ba bia no ne ha ne pa epo yiri ba fie e be fa ni pa no achi no Honorable Erikopoku NDC Esunafo South wono so kire mu kire se warehouse fofora aban ne so wo besie no eno so nya de no ne hia omanfo yenti NDC mpanimfo yi mu mienu na eno achi no ora John Osefrimpo MPP ebrem eye achime brem ono so kirem se aban na mekuayo ayakono pa e na yira timensa bonsu ono so eye icing on the cake wosifu obo e bafom.
The other disaster they see before the President Besine also won't say His Excellency President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. Who person will catch me say and Pampa say a poya a year March eba May eba November Besine won't say. So was my housing minister Ira ana ho fenisa oba e be hwe no be catch yen say ye be ye phase 2 of the sea defense no some note here what is say ye the contractor because site ho contractor bi anko ho wo mo ba yen so me ka say disaster na esi no enipa the last one e fa nipa 40 dan e dan ba ko 40 dan na de ko e na enipa eti sa 940 no omo ya boy 1000 and over sound no Mr. Minister for Works and Housing say anyone temporary shelter na nkrofo no entimi fa be omutin to baby besi na me no ka say cement one bag kra mo fa mai cement one bag kra mo fa mai. How is this a reflection of the state of the nation? It is not. Me feel say system na His Excellency Wayen
Yera Jifa wiye no na yero Erikopoku Esunafo South ono so kan ne de on ye warehouse asem na ode tu dwa
Yana what ka kresie of anywhere dey see metric tons warehouses also must see how want to say, Auditor General, I report to you. Sir, warehouses, and your papa. And your papa, you have to secure good warehouse. The move below 8 million. You see, I buy Auditor General say, if you want to see warehouses, feasibility studies, feasibility studies, you know, this is what you are. Who do you for broker on your day? In fact, Ghana Boca at your Buka. Now, Brona, so clearly, agriculture, I must see a target. Be a woman, be our agriculture, I say. Most of the
ɛno na chi no yɛtisi MPP fo nso mumura John Osefrempon ebrem MP ono so akyerɛ sɛ aban we amakuayo ayɛ akono
Be a feeder rose bebre the president begina ekasi aye kwan do say ya na no kra ewu ti mesre mo ye nuan makuafo ene farmer groups aya no mo kasa nyina no omunya botre ebre ni ye take advantage na me adaruma covid restrictions ni bebre president say ya relax no ti yen ko fom ko ye adwuma sabre ya na ye do kwani bi ensi fom ye nuan no mabu so ya ye train na de ma omo ye greenhouse activities ya di dua vegetables omo gusu a omo ye adwuma so irrigations I say irrigation dams are renovating nyina no ebeboa ama smaller farmer unit no atimi adwen ne akukudam beye enkono a omaba Ghana ha omo invest in farming tiba kakra no ne ma nyina akoboko enne ya ejina he enu next week me am lead sorry am here dey loan agreement yakoji a ye be manufacture tractors e wa ha aba me committee and agri committee ye debate finance where we omo dey yenso ye enu Friday kwa na ewie by Tuesday the report will be laid on the floor na ya accept ye ba be ye ma edi ye mfuo ni nyina said the first ye kokra tractors ba ni entumi nto ne boarding ni farmers entua deposit bi no mbefa nko a omo ntumi nyina ye ba be ye no ha na ye nuanom a ye mfuo ye tumi aye ne kese atra ya sie ye ba ne sa ahoto ebeba nti mesre obi a ye nye the president akantum emu ode ema hope because you feel say Ghana jija the read the enko ba bia the ato nkrofo wa manso no ebi na ato a last year the ye enti my neighboring countries no tim beto mfunuane wa ha o mbeto obi de ko enti na obi gina ba biga say ye ni storage ba kokra o ba bia na say ba bia ye de aburo bi akosha ye beto ye dua aburo mu no ba ye wi sabre nkrofo kra start no bia ona ma otimi to bi wi obo me ye aburo kane no ebi aba ye guso a ye dua na ni nyina danchen a owe koko nsem okan ya koko akuafo ya omne emaye yes skills ya dey way omo koko ni nyina first na omo moto no joso we non adjustable
na yebra Osefrempon wie ye no na rempimu asie do omra hyebedwa fie e MPP din mu ono kro ye na gina mu manfo kuma seso ame yebra seche mensa bonsu ono so kan ye osifu ode ne de onim sa ye Ghana fo hawo ne ye dadwene kese nanso kakra ye ba fom
said to us that unfortunately at this same time, because of revenue uncertainty, our city is depreciating against the dollar. You saw that 2 weeks ago. It climbed up to over 8 cities, close to 9 cities. Today, what is the rate? It's about 7.2. Because of the uncertainty, we had momentary capital flight, and investors were taking off their monies and so on. But now, with assurance from the finance minister, and the fact also that, given what happened yesterday, the e-levy receipts to feed into the consolidated fund, prices overnight have started stabilizing, and the city is fast climbing down. So it is not a product of the margins that have been, the tax margins that have been included in the export price of petrol. Don't forget that some of them have been already taken away by the government. So it is not attributable to that alone. The foreign exchange depreciation, the instability in the revenue streams, and worldwide increases in petroleum prices. The president has assured that about 84 of the health facilities have taken off. And indeed, I'm a witness to that in my own constituency. One is sprung up. The difficulty for us was, Swami, for instance, the built-up area. Acquiring that land for the facility was a difficulty. Fortunately for us, we've been able to acquire the land and the necessary demolitions are going on, and we expect that in the next couple of months real work will begin. So that's where we are with that. That's my constituency, and as the president alluded to, in 83 other places the effort has earnestly begun, and he says to us that he's sure that by the close of his own
we yewra osei chi mensabonso swame MP ena majority leader
abusafo ya da so awomra se bejafie na se de munim no de ne nam ho apaso ene obofo no ene na na do mera se bejafie okoye no nti no ense bebre ene firi mu aba na mo kai a de si ewo apiate na na do de na no atumbi atonkra de ama omo a wo mo nyina ya akone da kana se de ato omo no ya papa asema si a ewiase nyina ni aba ho de na asem na ya na de ese bia no yemfa manyame se asem ya no ye de bobode djuso.
Let me use this platform to extend again the condolences of the nation to the victims of the Apiache explosion. The response to the disaster by the public and the organs of state was highly commendable. Government responded swiftly in the immediate aftermath of the incident by dispatching a high-powered delegation under the leadership of the Vice President to Apiache. An Apiache Support Fund has been established to spearhead the building of a decent, green, and sustainable community to enable victims of this tragic incident and members of the community get back on their feet and rebuild their lives. As rising out of this incident, government will ensure that the health and safety policies of the mining industries are in accordance with international best practices.
Abusafo na nado ewie de wogira Ghana na nyina mu e de ama apiatefo no na osade to dwa biem se de ato omo no se de bi ma ha ase a eboa no ma yenten na wa wonya mo aya e wo wa ho odim ne otumi mu se obetima boa bia na osre ye nyina yenka mum na yemmoa na bio osre galam se na se age Ghana still ye guso a ye tu ho na mo ye kutia ebinam container se kwa so akwase wo pe boa to agba no ma no pe ba bia tu afa no se bi na galam se fo ne ye o ehunta nko a wo fa ha no mawura ha wo sene ha no mapia ha akwase manko wo se hokra me firi bai he galam se fo mam nkoto wo se yakoto kra tua ka wi he de asam kra ni wo sere ye nyina ye nkuntia galam se.
If ever the support of all citizens was required to make something work, it is in the battle to end illegal mining and restore our lands and water bodies back to health. We have declared river bodies and forest reserves as red zones for mining. We've suspended the issuance of all prospecting, exploration, and reconnaissance licenses for minerals in forest reserves. Launched Operation Halt 2 to help rid our water bodies and forest reserves of illegal miners. Revamped the community mining scheme as more sustainable and greener safeguards to replace illegal mining. What we need above all is the buy-in of all citizens to recognize that the degradation caused to the lands and water bodies by the illegal mining practices affect each one of us, and which all should take an interest to stop those involved.
Omampani na nado dankwa ekufado eni bi ena masate no.
Mampani yeno ana na oda na abusafo mampani wodi niye pa atese se wo hwe Ghana yeni je agi enura no a na edisa fatase nyina yeni age ye bo ewiase awo kansie eja qualification na ye nyina yakwa akopiem ewo kata ho a ye de bekwa akwa hyeso na ebibira no sei no inimza Ghana na Nigeria de ehia oh enuafo mienu na ye so mo so mo timi di atem papa tell say you this small country na mo ahye yen etimi hye wo mo a na mo su so awro so da bia ehia Nigeria de ebe cham se tu na first leg no mba kumase ano enyina enim se de animasi ko ye ene obi a nhye bi na ni da so obi a bo nhye da ni mu se je kopio mo Nigeria hono mo a ebetimi awiawom se konte besa na o enu ade de ye o mo no mrantia ne bobo papa ti akura si Buhari kuresu a hye won papa na mampani na woda ɛna wɔde etiri nkwansɛm ɛma blasters mmeranteɛ nyina so ɔma yɛ adeɛ papa na wɔbɛkɔ so akura wɔ mu no akura mu yie na kwan bi a wɔsɛ de blasters ne fa soɔ na tumi gyina bia so kreme ɛfa no world cup asɛsi wɔma kɔde fa no ɔmbɛkɔ bio no koraa no mampani si no nyinaa wɔbɛyɛ ne kama.
Coach, the technical team, the management team, Mr. Thomas Partey, captain, and the members of the Black Stars, you're all very, very, very welcome to Jubilee House for putting the icing on the cake on my birthday yesterday. The way these things happen, in Kumasi we saw that the Black Stars that we knew, committed, skillful set of footballers that we grew up with here had come back. Now we didn't see it, unfortunately, at the AFCON, but we saw it in Kumasi. And really, after Kumasi, I was very, very calm here that I knew that in Abuja it was going to work out well. So we have to thank you. You lifted the spirit of the nation, and now the nation has every reason to look forward to your performance in Qatar. Everybody's going to be behind you. And we're going to give you all the maximum support that we can. The ministry, the officials of the Ghana Football Association, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and all the organizations in the state that work with sports and football. We'll give you all the support that they can. The arrangements that they have made with you before are all going to be properly honored and made sure that everybody feels properly recompensed for what has happened.
And Jabujafo no mampani na kwa kufado na ode tirinkwansem ma Ghana Blasters ni mumpanifo nyina na Ghana Football Association na kyese Yewraket Edwin Simono Krakuno no eja wono nso se nani ajepa se yesi ahye Nigeria fo no na obebo emrantie no titiru na afi empanifo a wo mo hwe ma Kase ne ba so Nigeria empanifo referee no so referee pa na kasa penalty no kwaje ya wo pa kyese
Mr. President, it is an honor to come to you once again, not only to thank you for the immense support offered our association football and our national teams, but to continue a very good history of Ghanaian football that was started in 2006 when Ghana first qualified for the Mondial in Germany. Mr. President, and that was repeated in 2010 and in 2014. In 2018, our country was missing. And when we took office, our singular determination was to ensure that we bring our Black Stars to the platform that we belong. Mr. President, I am especially happy that today we've come here as gallant warriors who put in everything to ensure that our nation belonged to the best platform in association football. Mr. President, we played 0-0 at the Barbara Sports Stadium, but we still kept the belief that together as a family, we can make our nation great and strong. We kept the family unit, we kept the comradeship, we traveled into the Lions Den. For those of you who were at the Mashoud Abiola Stadium yesterday, you will fully understand what I mean by to play in the Lions Den. In the morning before the game, Mr. President, I did say that our country, our proud colors will be defended vehemently by 16 plus gallant men, not 11 on the pitch. Mr. President, throughout my footballing career, I've never seen hostile atmosphere like we went through in Abuja. I've never seen, sorry, but I'll say it here, I've never seen much officials as hostile as we found ourselves playing against yesterday. But the indomitable fighting spirit of the Ghanaian, led by an amazing technical team, kept our hopes alive. We fought, we ensured that we belong to that special group of a footballing nation, special group who will truly represent our colors at the Mondial in November, December. Mr. President, before you are our gallant warriors. These boys have made our country great and strong again.
Ya tinti keto kreku na ono soso ne de akwa wampa wose boys ma yade pa mama ma na san so de gina na so pressure bibribe dam ko so ne ade de toncha kakra e de ahurisi pa ntina chese ya kwarafa e kokata ekwenu so ama FIFA official ba ko yes medical practitioner
busa for said the club ya kenkan no mote de siye account bi ama Nigeria omo football association no omo twatwafo Mohammed Sanusi e de kata ababonten ya wo kasetia enia edadie ewo agoprama so enra no na tia wo nyina ne se bra can't see no Nigeria for boy 60% ma Ghana boy 30% in each no yantimi woman timi anya hwe ayi omo ya ma womo hunu bi omo nya womo gina park so ma ba omo to referee se ma po omo nko fi no da so gyagina ho womo timi nko na womo ya so ma ko omo tisi park so ene wo ebe so mu bia na ye bo wo ebe so mu bia na ye bo ko wi ase ne se ensentwofo bi nkura ho ma ye bo omo camera ye so mu ni ato atwene na wo betwa de akọ ye be so camera no ebubu no enna ayi doctor bi a wono free Zambia mamu Dr. Joseph Kabungo wono waba se wo behwe na obi a wo bepira na so obi obeyare bia na oba beboa abusafo yesi wo pie ya pe na amanfo Dominic Twifa no so no mu tietia ne saa enti bra wonya home na wa home wonya mframa ye fe onu nya no so ombra na omba mu a ye ma no to ambulance me kodu ye na no atwa na na mo nsedo na Mohammed twetwofo de abeto dwa se de asie no awura ho papa wakasetia o se enye na nya enye nyina wo kanyina wo se womo Nigeria fo womo ra ho pa so manti man qualify anko kata na se de nananom ta kan se manye dua papa bi mpo anyi man amome na kwa abofre che se Ghana na ye ketekete se womo motuom ba bi no one population am 200 million ye nam 30 million ti echim be se enwotwa na nsia
Lagos state nkwa omo do so chen ye Ghana fo
ye chen be nsia so na busafo ye no ye be fa ba bi ye no be ye pe ni ye ti be se womo no eni o mo twotwofo kura aka ne o de sa hye nanum ne wo ka ne nsa wo se ye o mo ya papa wo mo hu bi da no man so anwere da se Ghana betima be yo mo sa na so kremoda kana wo se abasa
na e me nwa se Sanusi kasa Nigeria for the Ghana show mo de bia ye nsa da wo mo so we ye nsa da we ya me yere da da ko yo ye show mo de bia na o mo hawo ne ye ba bia wo kan ye no
I say it was very unfortunate and we are sad. We are not happy.
Why is sad no one happy? Atone ni akeka. Atone ni akeka. Omonti ase say enya population ne de bobo. 220 million. 220 million no aye 30 million no. Obi ade nipa 11 e ba ho. It at the end of the day no the best no na win.
Population de bank ye komoro.
Nka what ase enti.
America ni China de be.
Omo ye no ma sadi sika samsem be mu say mo asan hia mo. Ekura ka ho. Na Ghana fo no bi so to mane o so ye ya wa kwampa so ayefa ye universities ye papa ntimu nya mu firi oba be so o ma ye lem na ye tete wonti aye me yere dada ankomo no but very very unfortunate ani ankoyi yo for ye bu mu kromu e say opani ba ko e kan o mo pani ba ko awie ya meridi wo se mo ko kuma se Ghana mo draw no mo se kuma se ni bi fa konwa mu sa Ghana ni bi eyi akonwa so ko bu player
o se tutu tia gas gine
almost stadium on renovate afekura mai
masao wa
first match na park no so no
first match no masao
o say na white tweet omuti no o say de ya o mu
ba mo kana ya pa o
yo fun park ne so ti center tia bi a o mu na mo
say we pass no way oh my boy drop obi I should be drop still na on team nko
very very bad enya kra mebo ne de no ye say bi kra so mu si e check players ne dan e wo mu nkro mu ya shamu obi nku ne ho ma ne man ya na we na beba de asa ne next time mo friend no wa ma na asen kran ni pen kran ne pa
na mo ko Facebook na mo
radio
enya kra
ya shamu
mo je si adomo a obiti so baba isa so ko obi o se na ni da ho se na doctor ni da for my press in the chest e chira be grant interview live nti ya na etiefo e de ato TV no ma hwe abusuafo ye to ansam ne so akọ ofin so na na masa wanya ako e ofin so ehima na wode na no atomu bi kire se awo aye we obi nka nhyem so wonko wo yarefo enso be wa no na obi edi dem no abefrem e ba saa omo ehu etwa wo be wo omo no empe omo asem no omo nchen yarefo na wo mu no esa na kwa se de se be wo ya yepamu ne oyade no se ne nan na abubuo se ne ni na afra se ne nsa na etwa omo nyina ye nyame abode no ebi physically challenge ko bi at the Action Foundation womo akeka won ho ya wa ya doye na eho na panyi ohima yi e de nsemi ekoto dwa
Omo said Omo could be na street so society. Na awufo bebre abroche kra ho kora bebre disabled fo bebre abroche na ho de no so mo bi ntino omo tumi ebo omo na omo ye wo mo ho ahodo bebre me me kasem na ye bia ti aha gana hadi enam fedienti timi kora no ehihye dem omo no kitu akro timi ko jani so sanya doctor kan so akadaruma this edme bi ba ha no se nipa kora no kra no onu antimi fa ne ba otumi de ne ma obi edin ba otumi de ne bejina gate na na kora no na ntia ba kora me bebre ya wo ha aka woni mo parents na wo ma wo no parents ko mo do mba ha wo se hebio se akde adwuma wo di ne ge adwuma de kese
Nana Hima Kasawi ye no na Dr. Kase 6Pm ya oda Ghana National Petroleum Corporation ano GNPC ono so kire say enipa be ye nson a wo mo edi na wo mo eyesa disabled fo bi a empanifo koye won ho adwuman emu nson no amo bia 1000 series de aboni dwetire won ma akosu adwuma wo to industrial machines nso ene nyoma bi ahia wo de bema wo mo se ne be ye betimi aboa na se sabe wadi dem a enya kwa ho na ade odem de betena na ade asesiska
ono ye social intervention obwa sene be ya nema bia enkoyie no so opeke physically challenged people continue nanti ye bia nensa bia sabe na dream kakra bi kra na ni say most be 16 years a be kan nensa wa he to me dia ye nika ye ba no na waye bia fine so abeboa ya me nko me try say me bobo me na fofo ano busanfo ano businessmen na minimum mo sene be ya obetimi amaye ntobo kakra ti no ne dia transfer ya ye dia babisi administration block, classroom block, any other better places of convenience.
Na Dr. Kase 6Pm na Bema entry Sylvester ya wono so de PCAF no ano eda aban ase e wone mo a ode aboa won.
Modern Grace, I didn't at the home could be a didn't be a name. I didn't say a man for say, Yama Buam, you are from I dream from my say, Messi, a die cratch yanka, Yama Gas and Koranka to an idiom, Koranka to our Yama Swimmers. I'm over Nanka, my Joe Messi, I said, they come with them getting as Minas can be done. Make me here, car, bassa, and never call excursion, don't call such a minibus. Make me send electricity bill, YouTubers, Sadia will be a channel, a bicycle free. Me say mo bwa na mo bwa ma e be so papa ameso the bible kan be me busa me ti donku mu do so say do de mo bo hu fo mo bo biara o de fam nyango ki so bwa me na de fam nyame pe pa no betwa mo
amane yi efirifen so ya e wa santimantami emu
kacha ko toothpaste adawroma ene ekeka kase na mama wabusha ebi ko fi wate fatwuse kwada ni no se ho be den kacha ko toothpaste papa bo se be electric as adawroma ono so di mutiti mai bo se ba de da bia idi adanse aye mfere kire se ne ma ye papa bia ni ho wato anu no hoda ye ne YouTube akoto nyamfa so papa bi digu ebotomu bo se ba kire na ni so kama wo se bo se ba edum bo se ba plaza ha chano aba sanso na Kase bi de dining in the Republic Bank edition mo per PZ at Atako for dining 03220 30838 and 0541 125 339.
High sense for say kan chem say promo no mugu so bomode ye ne koto enema fi wo nchen na koto amfi hie num na da so nu na ho techema be ho mo aduma anom ye okofo clinic nche ha ya pe frey 0302 550000 and can ha magusu ya admission mo a resource ba ye mo nya ba bia nko no SHS no monko ken ha ma ye beje mo ye general arts, general science, technical, general Greek, home economics, business and visual arts. Now person wo twa wese so akọ de register. Ho mu twa o abusua, o mu twa papa. Go so no mo. Ya trofes afa ho GS ajetum from 0246 4450 37 0246 4450 37 ye beje so. Jackson Herbal Center and Romiansa, Jackson Mesa, malaria dro, Jackson natural capsules, and you member dro no. Karefi Bema onumbia jai o se so announce so 241
ebusa for the edru de ye de text messages amodi abeja ye ni bi e be fema nsan na nkaibo aye de ne so ye de no aba
we de bread nti ye de ye nuanu a omode messages na ba no mudin etu Ghana dwumadi nkai no tumi ato so amisku spelele e de free ka so a de buy sanso na oba pinaman so etumi edne de buy ye nuan be ma abedi ne de ebedru hanom Isaac Akroma e de buy ko mensa pillar 2 ne de ebedru Steven Kwaku ono so de buy Junior Pop Skinny e de free akokare buy ɛna yenua ba Jackie ɔno so na de ebedru enti adwenkyɛ no ɔmo de ebedru hanom no ne nyina die
abusuafo ɔnye na kase no ɛha na yɛde mu besi ɛbrɛ aso sɛ yɛde nkaebɔ a yɛyɛ die amude